I will make Amu inspired leg warmers. Yes, that is the word. Using this fabric. This is old fabric that came from my dad's pants. So shout out to him. And the good thing is that it's already hemmed at the top. So I don't have to worry about, these were the bottom of his pants, I believe. But I'm using them as the part that's going to, sorry, I don't think you can see, that wraps around the, under my knee. They're pretty much already made essentially. So it's more so upcycling rather than making them. So yeah, so the issue is that because he is bigger than I, as expected, the legs are a little too wide. So I have to figure out how I'm going to push them in. I think my plan is to essentially fold them to a length that's good and then sew this down and then cut all this excess off. I was going to measure out how long, in probably centimeters is a little more accurate, how long the cis top seam I'll be using is, say from here all the way to the edge without pulling at it. It's about 25 centimeters. So that's how long that is. I'm going to measure the widest part of my calf. That's what has to slip over my leg, which is 30, I'll say 34. So divided by 2, that'll be 17. So I have to move this out by like 17 plus 8. So I have to shift this down 8 centimeters. So I have to move this. So this will end up being 17 centimeters. So I'm actually going to put it, so it should end at 17 centimeters is the widest part of my leg. I'll put 18 just because I don't know how much allowance this will give. Fold this over, and then I think I just take all of this and then just pin this together. I can't wait to watch this in post and just go like, oh, this would be so much harder. There's a much easier way. There's always an easier way to do this. I feel it even myself. I have to make sure the seams are actually on the sides and not anywhere else, so it's not so it won't miss. Okay. I've been falling in love with Amu's style recently. I don't know why so late. I've always liked her stuff, especially her transformations. I've not watched Shugo Chara ever. I feel like that's blasphemy, but I've always loved her outfits. So I tried it on. It was way too loose. That's why it's only 23. I only moved like 2 centimeters from it. The only thing is this looks fine, but like this is the original seam, and then this is the seam that I would be making. So you have these layers of pins that aren't really sticking very well, so you have to go kind of further out. So I think I have to somehow rework this. The good thing about this is that because this is flat, it is following. I like it. It's kind of not following it, of sorts. I'm not folding the pieces over and pinning them together. I just want to know where the lines will be. Okay. I do realize that this fabric is probably not the best quality, hence the pilling. I believe that's the word, pilling. I learned that recently, that's the word for it. I always wondered why fabric does this sometimes, and turns out it's because it's probably not the best fabric. But I don't want to throw this away because I do really like how it looks. So I'm also doing this as someone who has never made leg warmers, so I have no idea what I'm doing. I just saw that this had leg warmer potential, and so I took a chance. So I put on a shoe, and I had put the leg warmer on, and I think it looks really cute. I think once I hem it, I have to hem it a lot actually. Okay, so I have finished. I went ahead and, piece of fabric. I went ahead and measured and pinned the other leg. So this one's also done. So now I will just sew probably right down the center of these, and then I will try them on, and hopefully they'll be very cute. So I've tried them on and they fit really nicely. They're a little loose, but because I'm going to put ribbon on the sides anyways, I think I'll be fine. So I'm going to flip these inside out like so, and I will cut all this excess fabric off. I won't cut all of it, but I'll cut this. I could probably cut this a little thinner. And now I have to severely hem the bottoms because they're long. Okay, so I have the, I'm gonna walk all the way over here, hold on. I have the essentially finished leg warmers. They don't look like much, but I like them, and they have a lot of lint on them. These are the finished ones, so I wanted to add a ribbon that will help keep them more secure on my legs, since under my knees are on the thinner end in comparison to my calf muscle. So I was gonna put one here, can't see. I'll put one here, then here, and then another one here and here. So I need to cut out 4. So that's what I'm going to do using this fabric. You can pin these down and then cut them, and I should be good. You know what I'm going to do instead? I lied, because I don't want it to cut out this weird shape out of 4 of them. I will pin these 2, cut it, use it as a pattern, and then cut the next 2. That'll make it a lot easier. Okay, so these are our 2 pieces. I will cut this off later. I don't feel like cutting the side quite yet. I will return. No, sorry, I have to fold these over and cut them in half. Sorry, not cut them in. Seam. Sew them down. 4. We should have 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes. I think I have to sew around the line. We'll do that. Yeah. So I'll sew one side and then sew leave the other one unsewed. That's what we'll do. Yes. Yes. Yes, sir. So all 4 are ironed and that's enough. I just have to sew it. Okay, so I ironed the ribbon pieces down. So now they're all wrong side. So I will take each side that is unfinished, so all of these sides, and sew them to the leg warmer, and hopefully that will be it. Finished product. So I had sewed it in the opposite direction. I was going to tie them. So they're going to be tied across this way. So I can cut all this excess off. Okay, and that is it. So I will show you guys the final product. Okay, so this is the finished product. I like them, especially for me having like no experience. I wouldn't say no experience. I do have experience in sewing, but I'll say seldom is probably a better word. Also, you don't have to worry about putting elastic in them because the ribbons, because once again, I don't know, everyone's bodies are different, but I do have my calf muscle is wider than the space like just below my leg, just below my knee. So I can tie it here and it just kind of sits. So I can shake them and they won't come off, thankfully. So when I walk, also they tend to look better if I actually have shoes on because they bunch up a little more, but I like them. You can see my Botsmaru socks. And here is the final product.